Hi, I'm astrologer and life coach Penny Dix. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my in-depth look at the forthcoming new moon solar eclipse in Taurus. It's actually a partial solar eclipse because the sun and the moon are not quite conjunct the North Node in Taurus. However, they are conjunct our unpredictable, eventful, surprising, outer big boy, Uranus, our planet of sudden change. So will this eclipse bring sudden openings or bring clarity in some way? Because even though the sun is shadowed by part of the moon, it doesn't necessarily mean that the light can't get through or shine on difficulties or problems that have not yet seen the light of day. Now, I will be telling you in which particular part of your life you can expect the emphasis to be with this new moon partial solar eclipse. And I will do that for all the zodiac signs after I do this short overview. So remember to stick around for that. And whilst you're here, please like, comment and subscribe. That would be fantastic. So let's look at the astrology of this, because it's actually a second new moon for the month. And I think they call it a black moon or a dark moon. And it comes the day after my other big boy, who I think actually is quite a small boy, but has an amazing punch, Pluto, the dwarf planet Pluto. So not big in size, but big in power, in transformative power. Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn the day before this new moon partial solar eclipse. So we may see a retreating or reviewing of ideas which have been shelved. Unexpected developments can show through because this solar eclipse, this partial solar eclipse, can shed light on what has up until now been secret or hidden. And I think we will also see, because Taurus is about banking, amongst other things, it's also about the earth. So we can experience freak weather conditions. We can experience earthquakes or volcanic eruptions. They're all the kind of things we can expect with Uranus in Taurus. But I think we might see some unexpected twists and turns in the world economy, most probably still being affected by the results of the pandemic and also, of course, the continuing unfolding of dramatic and awful events in Eastern Europe and Ukraine. And how is the planet going to fare? How will it affect Europe and the Ukraine? Well, Pluto, as it stations still to go retrograde, is actually making a helpful aspect to Mercury, who is our planet of communication. And Mercury is newly arrived in the sign of communication, the sign it rules, which is Gemini. So I do think there's a potential between the sort of end of April and the middle of May, when we have the full moon total lunar eclipse in Scorpio on May the 16th, which will be an extraordinary, powerful event. I do feel there is a possibility that we will see helpful communication and the potential for leaders revisiting discarded ideas on how to find ways towards some kind of peaceful solution. I think that possibility increases. And it is entirely possible, because I've already mentioned this, that hidden secrets, that something that is being kept back, maybe it's known by kind of MI5 and the CIA and various other secret organizations, including the KGB, but it looks like hidden secrets see the light of day as the partial solar eclipse sheds light on an unexplored and unexpected way through. So we also see with this energy, because Taurus is about the earth. It is an earth sign. It's fixed. It's about land. It's like it really highlights the fact that land is being fought over. And there is helpful energy with this eclipse, but will leaders take advantage of it? Maybe they need to listen to my broadcasts. Perhaps that would help. The difficulty lies in the fact that some of the necessary evidence to bring about positive change will still be being kept hidden, kept from all of us, possibly even from the people that really need to know it. But that might be because it's not yet time for it to be revealed. It's very much, I think, if there are any openings for peaceful discussions between the leaders of Russia and Ukraine, that it's a softly approach is really needed. You know, we may see one particular leader who stands out as someone who can actually visit both parties, Russia, Ukraine, and act as a kind of mediator. But as I say, we head towards the full moon, total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. I think the new moon will be sowing seeds of what could be dramatically transformed with that lunar eclipse. How's this going to affect us all personally? I feel that personal situations that have become, let's call them warlike, especially around financial issues and value, self-worth, respect, are affected by this unpredictable energy. And it may be that we see some kind of compromise, that even if it's not entirely satisfactory, maybe we get a temporary pause in events, and it's a welcome opportunity for thoughtful discussion between you and someone else, where perhaps you're constantly disagreeing about a certain thing in your life, situation. And this could get ultimately resolved by that full moon total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. But you know, if it's not, by that lunar eclipse in Scorpio, if one's not done, one needs to be done, and no more compromise. I think also, as I just give you a few final thoughts before I move on to your zodiac signs, that the background presence of the now separating powerful outer planets, Jupiter, our planet of luck, opportunity, expansion, and its conjunction with Neptune, our planet of dreams, of intuition, also of deception. Neptune, interestingly, can also represent things like viruses and chemicals, poisons. And they've been joined by the beautiful relationship planet Venus, all in Pisces. You know I like doing that. So Venus joining up with with Jupiter and Neptune really soothes any of the darker side of what may have been experienced with this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. Because as I said, Jupiter expands, so it can also expand one's negative fears, because Neptune can be about the unseen, what we can't see, feel or touch. It can also bring paranoia. So if there's been any of that kind of anxiety around for you, it will be soothed, and you will notice yourself getting a little bit more balanced as we move into May. So I think it cushions the harsher realities that we get with the Uranus, this planet of the unpredictable, conjunct this new moon. I think, though, we will see explosive reactions connected with world territory, but also with personal boundaries of respect and self-worth. Don't let anyone... there's been a lot, I've noticed, I've been talking to a lot of people recently about narcissism and gaslighting, and how painful it is and debilitating it is to be on the receiving end of that, and how the perpetrators have really got no idea that it has such a debilitating effect on perhaps someone that they think or they say they love. So there's something about this energy which talks about finding that sense of self and self-worth. So it is an interesting collection of energies. And it's up to you how you use these energies. And it'll be interesting to see how the divine lets this particular energy play out in your own lives and on the world stage. But just remember to always surround yourself with people who are on your team. I often say that. And remember to get out of your own way, because we do sometimes block progress, or we block those seeds being sown. We block the opportunity for something really fantastic to come to us from the cosmos. And never doubt that the divine has your back. Now let's move on to the individual zodiac signs. Aries. So for you, the eclipse new moon in Taurus is in the part of your chart very much to do with finance. You've had a lot of this energy coming up for you in your chart lately. And I think you're going to find over the next 18 months, whilst the moon's nodes, which are kind of points in time or points in space, it's where the eclipses happen, are in this kind of, on this axis of Taurus Scorpio for you, that you are going to get events coming up around finance, but also self-worth. Now, it's interesting, Aries, because you're not really a sign that often has any problem with feeling you're good and important and powerful and special. But there's something about this energy which has even made you doubt yourself. Use that Jupiter, Neptune, Venus, Pisces energy in the part of your chart which is about the inner you, your soul, your psyche. Use that to allow yourself to really, really get in touch with your intuition. Recognize your self-worth. That's what I want to say for you with this new moon partial solar eclipse. Taurus. Well, it's all about you. Oh, Taurus. This partial solar eclipse is about you sowing new seeds on how you appear to the world. I think you're going through, I'm going to use a big word now, quite a metamorphosis of change. I think people are experiencing you quite differently. I think you're much more gregarious. I think you have a new confidence. And I think that Jupiter, Neptune, Venus in Pisces, these two big outer boys, and our lovely, lovely, gentle planet, Venus, our planet of relationship, are really helping you start to see the way forward with certain ideas and dreams, projects, and how they could really take off for you. Gemini. So for you, Gemini, this is in the part of your chart, Taurus, which is about the inner you, your psyche, your soul, your intuition, your self-development. Sometimes I think you find it quite hard to look within, and this particular lunar event is actually asking you to go within and to look at how you can actually have a little bit more confidence in who you are and what you know about yourself. It's about softening some of your sharper edges. And the Jupiter, Neptune, Venus in Pisces, this energy for you is lovely because it's in the part of your chart to do with your career, your sort of soul purpose, your life direction, wherever your soul wants to take you. Dream your dreams. Make them happen. You can, Gemini. Sow the seeds that are needed in you to help you find the skills and the tools to start actually living the life that you know you deserve. Cancer. For you, Cancer, this is about all those projects and ideas you've got bubbling away on the stove, on that back burner. You have seeds to sow. You have places to go. You have ideas to initiate, to get going. This partial solar eclipse, new moon, is giving you that opportunity. And by the lunar eclipse on the 16th of May in Scorpio, you might find one particular project you really feel is nearly ready or is ready to be given to the world. And the Jupiter, Neptune, Venus in Pisces is in the part of your chart to do with matters at a distance or people at a distance. I think you need to think about giving yourself a holiday. I think you can sow the seeds. I think you need to take time out, Cancer. I think you need a breather. So sow the seeds for that as well. Now let's move on to Leo, our lovely lion, our king of the jungle. Whoa, Leo, this is about your career. This is about your soul direction. This is incredibly powerful. There are opportunities that are going to unexpectedly come your way. Try not to get overwhelmed by the enormity of what could change for you with regard to your career. It may involve contracts. It may involve linking up with another. And the Jupiter, Neptune, Venus is just showing you that you could actually do quite well financially out of whatever you're initiating at the moment. It's a very powerful time for you, Leo. Sow your seeds wisely. Virgo, excuse me. Planning on traveling? Because I think you might. Might not happen just yet, but I certainly think you're going to be looking at potential trips that you can make, because it is in that part of your chart to do with travel or long distance matters. And I do feel that I feel as if you're going to be going somewhere where there's, I don't know why it's just come into me, but mountain climbing or rock climbing or something that is really quite like an adventure holiday, as if you want to do something that's a little bit challenging. That's really, I think, appealing to you at the moment. And I think you'll be taking someone with you who is very important to you. And the Jupiter, Neptune, Venus in Pisces, in that part of your chart, to do with your significant relationships, is giving you the green light. I think there's also the opportunity, if you're single, Virgo, and you really would like to meet a significant person to bring in to your life, to share your mountain climbing with, then the Jupiter, Neptune, Venus could manifest that for you. If that's what you want, sow those seeds. They might be coming from overseas, or it might be somebody who lives in another country. Libra. So there's something here about joint finance for you and having to tweak contracts, go over accounts or budgets, but it's okay because you're being diligent about how you're approaching it. It will actually be very beneficial, so that it may be that you're going back and looking at something you've already actually thought you'd completed, and you realize that there are a few things you could actually improve on. And so this new moon sort of takes the veils from your eyes, and the light from that partial bit of sun coming through puts a spotlight on what you need to pay attention to. And the Jupiter, Neptune, Venus is about, in Pisces, your day-to-day routine. And I think you're going to be finding that you can get it into quite a good state, quite a flow. And I think there's been some extraordinary events happening for you. I think you also have to be mindful of your health. Make any, doctor's appointments that you may need to check out certain physical difficulties or problems that you might be sort of just hoping they'll go away. It's always wise, Libra, with this energy in this part of your chart, to double check things, because Jupiter can expand things. It can certainly expand them for the good and promote the healing, but it could also expand it for the bad if you let something go that needs to really be given attention to. Scorpio. For you, this is very much about relationships. Who's coming out of the shadows? Do you have a secret admirer? Is someone coming into your life that is really, really quite keen on you, but you're not even, or you weren't perhaps even really aware of it? There could be that kind of energy around. And by the full moon total lunar eclipse on the 16th in your sign, Scorpio, well, it could be very interesting to see what your personal relationship status is by that time. But you're certainly going to be able to relax more, Scorpio. You have Jupiter and Neptune and now Venus in Pisces in your 5th house. This is the house of artistic pursuits, of creativity. This is where you can have fun. And I think there is a lot of fun for you to have. I think there's a lot of opportunity to explore creative ideas and perhaps launch some new projects. So, interesting new moon, partial solar eclipse for you, Scorpio. Sagittarius. New moon, partial solar eclipse in your 6th house, Taurus. What does this mean? Okay, so you are being given an opportunity with this new moon to tweak your day-to-day routine, to get it much more in harmony with what suits you. Make your routine work for you. Don't work someone else's routine. I think that's what I want to say for you with this, because what is happening for you with at home, with home and family, which is Pisces for you, where we have these two big boys, Jupiter, our planet of expansion, and Neptune, our planet of dreams, amongst other things. Venus is here, helping you to really kind of create that dreamy environment that suits you so well, Sagittarius. You know, it almost feels as if you like to have the sound of waves crashing on the beach as your background music, or you know, sort of lovely jungle sounds or woodland sounds. All very romantic. I'm getting carried away here. But the other thing with the new moon is that if you've had some health issues, I think you'll see the seeds of some kind of important change here, that there'll be a significant opportunity to address them and finally get something sorted out. Capricorn. Well, this is about fun. That can't be bad, can it? I think you're going to be having some good, wholesome fun. I think you're going to be going out more, seeing more people, just generally kind of enjoying creative pursuits. You know, it may be sort of theatres, cinemas, art exhibitions, but it's a partial solar eclipse. So there may be some things that you have to bow out of. And that could be because your energy levels are getting a bit drained. Because we have to remember that Pluto goes retrograde in your sign just the day before this new moon partial solar eclipse. So you're going to have to be revisiting certain aspects of yourself to also look at how you've progressed and how well you've actually done, Capricorn. And your house of communication, which is hosting Jupiter, Neptune, and Venus in Pisces, shows me that your ability to write or communicate, and write quite beautifully and expansively. You know, Capricorn, you're the kind of person or nature that doesn't really speak unless you have something important to say. But it does feel with these two outer big boy planets that you're really going to be waxing lyrical. And with Venus there, if there's a new love on the scene, which could quite easily happen with that new moon solar eclipse in Taurus for you, could happen, that you will be able to, well, charm the birds off the trees, as they say. Aquarius. This is about change at home for you, Aquarius. It's in that part of your chart where you like to feel secure, solid, safe, and just at home. And I think there's some changes that need to be made at home or with your family. And with that Pluto retrograde in the part of your chart about the inner you, I do feel you'll be spending more time making your home more kind of cozy so that you can just sit back and do a little bit of inner reflecting. And you might be reflecting on who you are and how much you're worth. I don't mean monetarily, although that may come into it, especially with Venus in this part of your chart to do with finance. But we've also got Jupiter and Neptune there. So you may be sitting there counting your, you know, the money in your piggy bank. I don't know. But I also think it is about your self-worth. And I think you are going to realize that you've been through quite a challenging and difficult and at times quite dark time, Aquarius. And that this new moon is helping you just come out into the light. And finally, we come, of course, to Pisces, the two fishes swimming in opposite directions. It's about communication for you. How do you communicate? Do you need to tweak how you communicate? Do sometimes people not quite get what your point is? You know, Pisces, you're a sign with no boundaries. You are, as I've called you in some of my other videos, an ocean of emotion. And there's something about the energy where this new moon is saying, look, yes, we know you're an ocean of emotion, but try and be a little bit more clear about what you're trying to put across communication-wise. And it's a new moon. What new ideas do you need to actually sort of give voice to? There's thoughts that are coming up for you, creative thoughts, which really need to sort of be concretized. And this new moon can help that. And especially because, of course, you've got the two big boys, Jupiter, our planet of expansion, one of your co-rulers, Neptune, our planet of imagination, of all sorts of mysterious things and intuition and psychic abilities, in your first house, in Pisces. This energy at times has been too much for you because it's expanded your sense of feeling, caring, empathy, intuition, psychic abilities so much that you're drowning in your ocean of emotions. So use that solar eclipse in Taurus energy to become a little bit more grounded, Pisces. You've got Venus in your sign. Venus is saying you are very worthy. You have a lot to offer, Pisces. And try not to exhaust yourself. Use your energy and your words wisely. Save your energy for when things really start to pick up for you later this year. Okay, Pisces, thank you so much for joining me, all of you, for this new moon partial solar eclipse in Taurus video. If you would like to have a one-to-one with me, for me to look at your natal chart and all these eclipses and how everything, all the energy is going to affect you for the next year or so, then please go to my website in the description box and you can send me an email and I will contact you back and we can arrange an appointment. And please, while you're here, like, comment, subscribe. That would be super great. Would really appreciate. And thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.